So we're back with the Black Ops 7 camo grind, and so far it's going really well. As of now, I have Arclight on the assault rifles, I have the Carbon 57 almost gold, and I started working on the Dravik 45. I actually got the M10 Breacher gold yesterday, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that into Weapon Prestige right now. I've been prestiging these whenever I can, so I can, you know, get the camos as we go here. So there we go, got that camo down. I didn't start working on the other shotties yet. I should probably start working on the Akita before I prestige again, because right now I'm Prestige 1, level 51. The XM325, I almost have that one gold. There's a few annoying challenges I gotta do for that yet. Haven't touched the marksman rifles yet. Got the XR3 gold, or almost. There's like one more challenge I gotta do, but that one's basically gold as well. Both of the launchers are just about done. I literally just need to do the 3 kills in a single match 10 times with the arc, so that's like literally done. And then as for the arrow here, I'm almost done with this one, just 10 direct hits, and then that. So I'm basically done with the launchers as well. That's like no big deal. That's, you know, easy passive work. And then I started working on the melees the other day. Pistols I haven't touched yet, but so far really good progress. As of now, we're actually gonna dive. Oh, hang on, I messed that up. Okay, go ahead and put the Carbon 57 back on. We're gonna go ahead and dive into a match because I need to finish up the Carbon 57 here. I need 30 hipfire kills, 2 kills without reloading 10 times, and then Carbon 57 with 5 or more attachments on. So we're gonna focus on the hipfires first in hardcore. I figured that'd probably be the easiest way to get that done, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I guess I'll put damage range on. So yeah, needless to say, so far the camo grind is going pretty well. I won't lie, I've been sacrificing a good bit of sleep to make it happen, but it's definitely been worth it, just keeping up with that and the content and everything else. And where is all the enemies? That's one hip fire. Oh, about to get 2. Maybe 2. There we go. There's 2. I've been bouncing back and forth between core and hardcore because, like, sometimes I feel like core is easier, but then other times I feel like hardcore is easier. I really don't think it's a matter of one being easier than the other. I really think it just comes down to the lobbies and the placebo messing with me, like, oh, wow, I've been playing this one for so long that now the other one feels easier, and then just kind of going back and forth. But I've kind of just been doing it on a challenge-to-challenge basis. Like, if I'm really struggling with one weapon in core, I'll try it in hardcore to see if I have any better luck there, and then just kind of go back and forth for a bit. And then there's some challenges like this where if it's one-shot kills or hip-fire kills, I just do it in over here in hardcore just because it's a lot easier. A lot of enemies spawning in back there. Not going to push that right off the rip, so instead I'm going to come flank him from the side. There's one. There should be another few more enemies over there. Not going to push him because he's rushing inside of that building, so instead I'm going to die. That's what I'm going to die. It's funny, in these videos I have people yelling at me, not even on my YouTube comment section necessarily, but usually it's in like the TikTok comment section, which is like the most ironic, of people being like, brother, slow down your speech, you talk so fast. Number A, I have ADHD, and number 2, anytime I do talk slower, y'all, do y'all want to know what my retention graph looks like? So I have to talk fast because everybody has the attention span of a goldfish, and I'm just trying to relay as much information as possible, and I really don't think you want to hear me talking at half the speed about a bunch of random camo challenges that I have to do. Like at the end, is that really what you want to hear? No, I'd rather just blast through that stuff so we can get into the gameplay and have a good time. I don't even know why I was trying for that kill. I'm gonna be honest. I should have known I wasn't gonna be able to get him. Yo, I just spawned in here, and then somebody spawned in behind me. Hello, who are you? Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, right? But I've talked about this before, how my setup is very troubled, very dynamic in a bad way. So I either play on my monitor here, which is 1080p, but it has just ever so slightly the slightest bit of input lag. But since it's 1080p, it's sharper than my normal display. Now I know you're hearing, oh, 1080p in 2025, you're insane, you must be joking. That's really sharp in your opinion. And yeah, because here's the thing, until earlier this year, all I had to play on was a 720p Sony Bravia from 2009 in my main TV setup, and now I'm on a 720p 32-inch TCL with not the greatest like pixel reproduction, I guess you could say, because even though it's 720p, it still looks blurry compared to my Sony Bravia that I had before. So yeah. So anyway, I reconfigured my setup a little bit so I can actually play on my monitor back here whenever I'm recording videos. I still prefer to play over on my TV just because I've said this before. I don't like playing games at a desk or just being at a desk in general. I'd rather just here's how I am. I'm the type of guy where I just want to flop on the couch, just lay back, sprawl out, get your legs, you know, do the whole man spread and everything. Controller in hand, you know, you turn on your PS5, you put your headphones on, and then that's it. Like, you're just chilling, life's good, you're comfortable. The only reason I knew he was there was because of the shadow. I usually have my audio really low when I'm playing, like, recording videos, and I saw his shadow. But yeah, I'd be sitting there, like, spread out, you know, like, with my controller, like, yeah, life's good, man. I'm just playing some Black Ops 7, you know, it's all good. And, yeah, so, you know, when I'm in my own time and I'm not recording videos or streaming, that's how I prefer to play. But again, the problem is that it's a, so even, oh, that's what I was getting to. So my main monitor, right, and I'm sorry, my hair looks so weird today. I gotta figure out something to do with that. I haven't washed it in, like, 3 days, and that was intentional. So I was looking things up, right? And apparently part of why my hair is so dry, because I struggle with really bad dry hair. I've talked about this before. And the reason is because I would like shampoo and conditioner it every single day. But apparently, especially for somebody like me that doesn't go outside and doesn't sweat and doesn't do like literally anything physically, not anymore. For up until earlier this year, I used to run 6 miles a day, which was like awesome. I felt great health-wise, but then I don't want to talk too much about it, but earlier in the year, I just had some problems with my health, so I'm literally just like, I don't have a choice right now. I have to kind of just be a vegetable, even if I wanted to go out and do physical activity. I can't do a whole lot of it. If you know, you know. But I'm not gonna lie, I will kind of clue you into some of it. The exercise I was doing was a little bit obsessive, I guess you could say, to a certain extent, just because of like certain things. Again, I don't want to talk too much about it, just because I don't want to like talk about anything too triggering in a, you know, more lighthearted video. But anyway, and I've realized that I actually like the hermit crab, you know, vegetable lifestyle a lot better anyway, and it helps me be a lot more productive, so that's good. But anyway, getting back on track here, as I was saying, I either play on this monitor, which is like 1080p, but it has just ever so slightly the tiniest bit of input lag. Like, it's very not noticeable at all, but when I go play on my other TV, which has a game mode on it, even though it's like 720p and it looks worse, the response time is a lot better. So it's sort of like pick your poison, right? And I don't know, for some reason I tend to play better on this monitor, which doesn't make sense. You think I'd be doing better on the display that has no input lag, you know, all my responses are instant and everything, but I don't know. It may also be because I played on that 2009 Sony Bravia for so long, and if you know anything about 2009 TV tech, yeah, you know, input lag existed on that. Now, when I say input lag, I don't mean like early game streaming input lag. Like, you guys remember in 2019, maybe, when game streaming was first starting to become a thing? I don't know. Was it before that? Was it after that? I'm not really sure. Anyway, somewhere in that time where every time you would move your right stick in a game that you were trying to stream, it would take a whole second for your character to actually move in game. Yeah, I'm not talking input lag like that. Like, my monitor doesn't have anything that extreme. Like, everything is pretty responsive for the most part, but it's just enough to make my brain feel a little thrown off. Maybe it's because I also just play slower when I play on this monitor. I've noticed that too. On my main monitor, or on my main display, I mean, sorry, on my TV, I tend to play a lot faster because my response times are so fast, like in terms of the input delay, so it's like, you know, I just move really fast because I'm able to. But on here, I play a lot slower. And that may be why I do better, because then I'm not just throwing myself almost literally sometimes, you know, and I'm like diving to the side, you know, just straight into gunfights. I've lost track of how many hip fires we have at this point. I'm just kind of hoping it pops up because, like, I haven't had it not pop up before, but I remember that being a thing in, I think, Black Ops Cold War, so I've just been paranoid ever since that game that I complete a camo, but it doesn't pop up. But that hasn't been a thing yet in this game, so I'm just gonna assume I haven't. I'm going 26 and 15, which, that's not that good. But that means I should only need, what, like 4 more hip fires then? I've been loving Black Ops 7's matchmaking. The fact that we don't have skill-based matchmaking anymore, and the fact that we have persistent lobbies back. This morning, I was playing with this one group of people, and I wasn't, like, playing with them. It was just that I was in their lobby, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't part of their party. I was just kind of like, I don't know, not eavesdropping, because I mean, they were talking in game chat, so everybody just heard it anyway. But there was this group of friends on there, and I stuck with them for most of their lobbies. I ended up leaving at one point just because I had to go to a different mode because there were certain challenges I had to do. But they were just in there having the time of their life. This was at like 5 in the morning. It was like it was like 2 or 3 guys, some girl. They all sounded like they were, you know, up there in age a little bit too. They weren't like middle-aged or nothing, but I had to assume they were probably in their 30s, maybe pushing 40 or something like that. And they were just having a good time, and it was just so, I don't know, so wholesome, and it just really took me back to those early days, because that's part of what made those golden age days of Call of Duty so special. Like, okay, Diamondback camo, that I think that's for the hip fires, so I'm just gonna go back to playing normally for a bit and pray that that was actually for that. But anyway, like, when you think COD 4 to Black Ops 2, part of what made those games Golden Age games was because of the community aspect of those games, right? Like, when you form those rivalries, when you start playing against certain people where it's like, okay, you guys are really close in skill, so you fight each other match after match, staying in those persistent lobbies, or you form those friendships where, you know, you get into a situation like I was where you hear people talking, and then there was, like, even another person that clearly wasn't a part of their party that ended up joining in on the conversation, and they just all ended up, like, talking and laughing together. And then there was, like, a point where I ended up having me to go against them, and then their party got a little split up and everything like that in between the teams, so it's like friendships into rivalries and stuff, and you just stay in those lobbies, keep it rolling. Some people leave, a lot of people stay, you know, cycle people in and out, and it's really cool. And another thing that I loved about classic Call of Duty is where you could become like an OG of a lobby per se, where if you join a lobby and you stick with it for a really long time, and there's like a lot of people talking in there, when new people join, it's like, oh, hey, welcome to the party, and then you just kind of like keep it going, and, you know, just go match after match and playing and everything like that. And I love it, and I'm so glad that Call of Duty has gone back to that, and hopefully will stay that way going forward. Now, I'm really confused. How didn't I complete any of the other challenges yet? Because I believe the one was, what, 50 kills with 5 or more attacks? Okay, so I definitely didn't do that one yet. That needs, like, 13 more kills yet. But, what was the other one? 2 kills without reloading, like, 10 times? I had to have done that by now, right? I just realized that this match is literally about to end. Okay, so I'll have to look in the... What did I even go? 41, 25? That's not half bad. See, for me, now that I'm back in a non-skill-based matchmaking COD, like, in Black Ops 6 or any game previous, it's like, okay, I went positive, cool. But in this game, like, especially right when the game launched and I was just playing for fun for a bit before I started the camo grinds, because now with the camo grind, it's different. I have to play in certain ways. My KD obviously dips because of that, because sometimes I can only hip fire or I have to use noob tubes or something like that. But when I'm playing this game normally, I average like a 3.0 to a 4.0 KD every game, and it's just it's amazing. I've said it before with the whole skill-based matchmaking debate. It's not a thing where I need to stomp every gamer. That's the... All right, look at me, number one. Hold on, let's do one of our emotes. But it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, I need to stomp people every game or anything like that. In fact, it's quite the opposite. What I love about classic Call of Duty matchmaking is that sometimes you're the one stomping and sometimes you're the one getting stomped. So then when you get stomped, you're like, dang, I want to get better. I want to be the one stomping next team. So then you just keep going and keep going. Whereas when you have skill-based matchmaking, you don't really have that. You're usually just fighting against really sweaty people or just people of your skill level, and there's not really much of an in-between, and it's either it's fun or it's annoying. And it's only fun when you're going up, you know, when you kind of accidentally get into those quote-unquote bot lobbies, as people call them nowadays. But even then, in a game like Black Ops 6, I never felt good about... Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so we actually completed more than I thought. Okay, so I literally just need 9 more kills, and then we're on to the... Oh, man, amazing. Okay, so we're actually making a lot of good progress on that then. But, you know, it was one of those things where even when I got into a quote-unquote bot lobby and I was doing really good, I didn't feel good about it. If anything, I just felt bad about it because I knew the matchmaking was manipulating me and decided to put me into that lobby, and therefore I actually felt bad because I felt like I was ruining the experience of other players just by simply being good at the game. You know, they did nothing wrong to deserve that, and, you know, it's not like I drastically changed anything to be put into their lobby. It's just one of those things where maybe I was having an off game because I was camo grinding or, you know, one thing or another, and then it put me into those lobbies, and it always just made me feel bad. But here in a game like Black Ops 7, where every match is like that, where it's just, you know, it's random, like sometimes you're stomping, sometimes you're getting stomped, and it's a healthy balance of all those things where you have really good and sometimes really bad players in a lobby. The really bad players will look up to the better ones and be like, oh wow, look at that guy, I want to get good like that, and then you just keep going, and over time you get rewarded for getting better at the game rather than being punished like you would in a game like Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 6. Furthermore, skill-based matchmaking barely even works after the year of that Call of Duty, because if you go back to a game now like Cold War or Modern Warfare 3 or anything else like that, like sure, skill-based matchmaking still exists and it'll do its best, but with how few players play that game in comparison to say like Black Ops 7 or Warzone nowadays, obviously it's not even comparable. So at that point, it just puts you into a lobby with like literally whoever it can, and then at that point, skill-based matchmaking is kind of null anyway. So it's really just pointless, you know. I'm glad that it's gone from the game. I mean, obviously, it's not completely gone, right? Like, you have the standard mosh pit here, but, like, nobody's playing that. Let's be honest. Like, when the last time I clicked onto that was, like, on launch day and the day after that, just to see how long would it take to find a match. I couldn't even get into a full lobby of it. Nobody's playing standard matchmaking. Literally nobody wants it. So, you know, I'm glad that open playlists and persistent lobbies are the default for Black Ops 7, and I'm just praying that this is the default going forward. And even if it's not, Black Ops 7 still exists, so... You know, it's just one of those situations where even if they go back to skill-based matchmaking in the future, we still have this game without skill-based matchmaking, and, you know, if we want to, we can just be like, you know what? We're just gonna play the game without skill-based matchmaking then. I've said it before, even if Call of Duty would put out another game with SBMM, yes, I would still play it. I already put up with so many years with SBMM that if they would do that, yes, I would play it again. But would I support it, and would I talk positively about those changes? Absolutely not. Because you guys know me, I'm generally pretty positive about Call of Duty. I put things as they are, right? Like, I'm not overly positive for the sake of being positive, and likewise, I can't stand when people are just negative for the sake of being negative. I'm the type of guy where I just look at something for what it is, what it's doing, and I just kind of like, just give my thoughts on that thing. Not good, not bad, not looking to be swayed one way or the other, just literally just giving my thoughts on it, regardless of whether they're positive or negative. And in this case, I generally just have pretty positive things to say about Call of Duty. A lot of the hate towards the game and the franchise is completely manufactured by a bunch of, like, you know, chronically online degenerates online that have nothing better to do with their lives. Because the way I see it, the people that complain about Call of Duty online, they're a lot like, think of it like this, say that you hate McDonald's and yet you go out of your way to watch every McDonald's commercial that comes out, you go to the restaurant, watch people eating their food, and then you walk around pointing at everybody that decided to buy that food and eat it and say, what are you doing? Why are you buying and eating that slop? what is wrong with you? And then like they go to every single table and just kind of like point their fingers at them. That's exactly what the people that talk negatively about Call of Duty Online are like. And not just the people that talk negatively, but I more also mean the people that just go into comment section after comment section after comment section, just needlessly spreading hate, toxicity and negativity, and like spam disliking videos. Like it's, I mean, just for full transparency's sake, you know, just on even some of my Black Ops 7 videos, specifically the first one I put up, which is funny because it just goes to show you like who the real fans are and which ones actually matter anyway, because the first video I put up on Black Ops 7 got spam dislike, even though when I looked at the retention graph, it didn't quantify or justify the amount of dislikes that the video was getting. And I have no problem admitting that. Like, I don't care. What do you think? I care about some random dislike number on a screen? Like, no, what, you think I'm losing sleep over that? Your little dislike? Like, no, I'm sorry. I mean, this is what I do for a living. If anything, it just boosts my engagement, boosts it in the algorithm, and every time you spam dislike my video, you're just helping me get more views and revenue in the end anyway. So it's like, what did you really achieve by talking smack on me and the game and everything like that, right? Because some people get weird about it, bro. They be talking smack on the game, then they start they literally just come at me and start being toxic and throwing out like a bunch of insults and just, you know, whatever. And I'm like, is this really, like, it never affects me. It just makes me feel bad for them. It's like, I'm sorry, is your life this boring that's what you're spending your time doing? Like, bro, you could be going out getting your GED, your high school diploma, you could be going off to college, you could be getting married, you could be making money, starting a business, and instead you're doom scrolling TikTok and talking smack in my comment section or YouTube and likewise and spamming dislikes. Like, I mean, even if you're gonna do that, I mean, do something you like at least. Like, go play, like, I don't know, Valorant or Fortnite, or go watch something you do enjoy, bro. I don't care if it's, like, the Barbie movie. Just go watch what you do. Like, you know, like, what are we doing here? Ugh, sorry for the rant, but yeah, man, people online just, I don't know, they don't make sense. You know, it's just one of those things I've always said. It's like a weird echo chamber online. Like, nobody can think for themselves. They just ride the popular opinion or whatever trend is popular at the moment. And unfortunately, that tends to be more negative trends nowadays, and people are just, I don't know, they're just, like, brainless, trash-sucking morons. Like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, they just leech on the brain rot, let the brains get rotted further, and then just like try to spread it to everybody else. It's like a parasite. It's like a disease online. I would love if every major social media got shut down for like a week, or like, you know, the servers went down for like an entire week. I'm talking like TikTok and Snapchat and, you know, everything else like that. I would love to see the brain rot, like, maybe just slowly start to dissipate from everybody's brains. But anyway, getting back on track real quick. Yeah, you know, so I generally have just pretty positive things to say about Call of Duty, just in general, just because, again, I look at things for, you know, what they are. I don't even go online. I don't look at online reviews. I don't look at online conversations anymore. I don't watch YouTube anymore. I don't go on social media, period. All I do online anymore is I post my videos, I occasionally read my comments, and I play video games. Like, I don't even go on YouTube anymore. Like, I don't go on any of it. Anyway, all that being said, yeah, you know, I just form my own opinions on things, and that being said, I generally have pretty positive things to say about Call of Duty. But if they would bring back skill-based matchmaking, that is the one time where I'd have to kind of put my foot down and be like, all right, what are we doing here? But anyways, besides all that, yeah, you know, I'm having a lot of fun with Black Ops 7. This game's absolutely amazing. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. This game is genuinely just, it's a really good game. It's a lot of fun. Skill-based matchmaking's on. The maps are great. The camo grind's a lot of fun. Progression's great. I'm genuinely in love with this game. I'm getting vibes of like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare playing it. And as soon as you go into like an open lobby and you just sit there and listen to the voice chat and everything, you would likewise also immediately understand, like, this game is fantastic. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm really excited for the year ahead. And anyway, you know, sorry for the long gap, sorry for the long rant. It's something that's been on my mind for a while, and I just had to say it on a video. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video, get it edited, and then I'm gonna get back to the camo grind, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for an update. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out to the Patrons and channel members to get all in the low tier, and the neighbors should be let's get with many, and the big show to did run of its low cheese will unscript. Thank you guys so much for the Lord Legends. Love you. Have an amazing day, super beautiful. I love you all. Peace.